Welcome to the weekly channeled angel message. Archangel Michael stepped forward this week to share a message with all of us. It's been interesting to see lately that the angels, there's been a specific one that has stepped forward to want to share a message instead of just kind of a collective in the group. So let's see what Michael wants to share with all of us today. He tends to be known for strength, kind of seen to me as like a warrior image. He is also there for protection, so we'll kind of see what he wants to share with us. All right, he's showing me the image that tends to show up when at the end of my intuitive sessions with people, I will have him come in and cut energy cords between us. Because anytime that we're sharing space with people, we're sharing energy, and so it's helpful just kind of cleanse energy, especially at the end of intuitive sessions, to take my energy with me, take their energy with them. And so he's showing that, like with his sword that he can often be seen with, that he's just cutting the cords between us, me and, a person in front of me. So this is about cutting cords. Let's see if it's about any specific type of cords to be cut. And what I mean by cords is energy cords. So we can think of them as like ropes or string, or they can show up in a lot of different ways. The angels will show me cords that can be made out of a lot of different materials. And that's really symbolic in terms of what it means about the cords, how intense they are, how big they are, how easy they are to cut or let go of. And cords can be between us and another person. It can be between us and belief systems, events, traumas. So there's a lot of different things that we can create kind of these energy ropes or cords or attachments to. And it's really important that we cut them, we clear them, and do so regularly, and that we also make changes so that these energy cords don't come back. That can be like one of the downsides I'll just say here quick about when people come and do any type of intuitive work or healing work. If they're just coming to a session, and they're like a Reiki session is a great example, but any type of angel healing that I do, if you're just doing like the work in the session and like the energy is being cleared and your chakras are back in alignment and your aura is cleared up and you've cut energy cords and all this stuff, that's great. And that is definitely really, really helpful. But if you're continuing to engage in certain behaviors and patterns and belief systems and core beliefs and limiting beliefs, a lot of times that stuff will just kind of go back to how it was sometimes before the session, depending on what the thing that's been cleared or healed. So anytime we cut energy cords or do healing work, we want to make sure that we're also working on stuff in addition to that, so that everything just doesn't go back to the way it was, that we can continue to heal and keep our energy clear. So let's see what kind of energy cords he wants to focus on. It seems like anything. So, okay, he's talking about attachments. So what kind of things are you feeling attached to that potentially are being harmful to you, is what he's saying, what he's showing me. So is it a core belief? Is it like, I am unworthy, I'm not good enough, I'm too much, I'm unlovable, I have to be in control to be safe? Like, what are these attachments? What are these core beliefs that we have attachments to that are hurting us? See what else does he want to kind of outline in terms of energy cords. People. So what relationships feel toxic, but not always in the way that we kind of talk about in society? More of a broader sense of like basically harmful to us. So is there someone or some people in our life that we feel like hurt us a lot? Do we need to set boundaries with them? If we set boundaries, are they respecting them? Are they condescending? Do they look down to us? Is it a reciprocal relationship? Are they just kind of sucking us dry out of our time, energy, resources, love, and they're not giving back? These are all things that Archangel Michael is just listing off as like things to look at in a relationship to see if it's helpful or hurtful. Because he's also showing kind of like a baby in the womb, that we think of an umbilical cord going from the birthing parent to the baby in the womb. There's an umbilical cord, right, that like gives nutrients. So he's like, think of energy cords as it could be nourishing. So energy cords aren't all bad. They could be neutral, they could be positive and negative, they could be mostly positive. Like people that we have great relationships with, we also want to clear our energy cords with them on a fairly regular basis too, just to, again, keep our energy field clean and clear. So when we have an energy cord with a safe person or a healthy relationship, we're giving to them, but they're also giving to us, and that is nourishing. So Michael's really talking about energy cords that really need to be severed and cut with people who are just taking and depleting you and harming you, and they're not really giving anything back. So beliefs, people, and environments, those are like the main things that he inhabits. Okay, so environments, what environments do you find yourself in? So it could be a work environment, could be a home environment, could be a neighborhood, could be a group or a community in some way. What environments do you feel like is harmful to you? Again, he's using the word toxic, but like think more broadly about that, more like harmful. What environments are being harmful to you that you need to also cut ties with? Maybe even literally, but at least cut energy cords. When you leave that environment, say it's a work environment, and you can't quit at this point and leave your job for whatever reason. When you leave work, can you imagine that there's like an energetic rope between you and your work environment, and imagine like a cord being cut, whether it's Michael with his sword or just however you want to visualize that. Clear that energy every day so it doesn't feel like work's still sucking you dry and harming you after work. And the last thing he's talking about cutting energy cords with is habits. What are habits that you have that are harming you? This is something of like, cut the cords so maybe that doesn't have power over you. So imagine that habit in some way symbol in front of you, and then an energy cord going between you and the habit, and then cutting the cord. But then this also comes into the aligned action. What behavior shift do you need to do so that that cord doesn't grow back? And you might need to cut cords more than once. Sometimes you only need to cut cord once, but sometimes you need to do it repeatedly. And then again, matching it with the aligned action, boundary setting, changing habits, working on changing limiting beliefs, working on self-love, whatever it is, so that the cords don't keep growing back and keeping you stuck. So that is the message from Archangel Michael. If you have any questions more about like energy cords and things like that, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd be happy to do more videos on that if that feels helpful. But kind of look at that, the 4 different things: core beliefs, people, environments, and habits that you feel like are hurting you. Cut cords and work on changing behaviors and actions and beliefs so that you can continue to heal moving forward.